Oh shit! Welcome to A Shot of Rock. I am your host, Alex, and I am here today to tell you about a show that I went to. The show that I went to was on the Bloodlust Death Tour with September Mourning, Davey Suicide, Combichrist, and Dope. The one that I went to was in Dubuque on March 9th at Courtside. I'd never been to before, and it's super weird. They were basically playing in a gymnasium. Not basically, it was literally a gymnasium in the back of a bar, which was super weird, but it was a lot of fun. Let's talk about the bands themselves. But first, we have Davey Suicide, who I interviewed at Dirtfest in Michigan in 2015. Check out that interview. It's super old. That was back when they weren't able to talk about their lawsuit, so it's mentioned for a nanosecond and then skipped. But first, I guess I should tell you about the band in case you don't know who they are first, huh? First, Davey Suicide, vocals. Draven, having names that I can't pronounce, so unfair. Draven, drums. Nico, guitar. And Derek, bass. They are out of Los Angeles, California. They have a new CD out. It's called Made from Fire, and I will have a review out. I've had that since before the album actually came out, but I am terrible at this thing called time management. I have no idea what I'm doing, just go with it. I think that's kind of obvious when the concert that I'm reviewing happened almost 2 full months ago. Hopefully that review will be out soon. It doesn't help that I work like 4 jobs. They're a different genre of music altogether. They are a combination of arena rock, gutter grit, sleaze, sex, and theatrics. I put their sound White Zombie. Not entirely, but it's not a terrible comparison. Next up was September Mourning. That is made up of September, vocals, Riven, guitar, Wraith, bass, and Stitch, drums. They recently had a new album come out, and when they have music come out, they also have comic books that accompany them. They do this because they are considered transmedia, which means that it is, obviously, it's more than one form of media. So it's not just the music, it's not just the stage performance, it is also the comic books and the music videos. The 2 comics that are out, we have The Murder Reapers and The Hand of Fate. And the storyline kind of goes around the idea of you are your own savior. I interviewed September after their show. It is an audio-only interview. So, check that out. I get a little nerdy and I apologize to no man. Ooh, speaking of reviews that I've done in this house, Combichrist! And that is made up of Andy, vocals, Joe, drums, Eric 13, guitar, Brent, bass, and Nick on drums. They're from Atlanta, Georgia. I'm so excited to get to talk about this. I'm surprised I didn't do the video in my car. Oh, that's right. It's because it was in Dubuque and I had a 3 fucking hour drive back. But it was so worth it. And they just had a new album out. I had a review on it, so, you know, check that out. This house makes noise at night and it has me super paranoid. And then there's Dope. I have done an interview with Etzel, album review, and I did a concert review. So here's another concert review. I'm gonna give you just a little rundown on them. Of course, we have Etzel on vocals, Virus again on guitar, Nikki on bass, and Daniel on drums. And they're with Epic Records. They are also out of LA. They're gonna have Blood Money Part 2 coming out soon. I am super excited about that because Blood Money Part 1 was amazing. They do have a new music video. So I guess since I'm already doing it, let's talk about the show itself. TV series. Welcome back! Obviously, it's morning and I'm still wearing the same outfit. There was a local band, I forgot. The local band was okay. They had good energy. They tried to get the crowd to be interactive, which tends to be hard if you're a local band. They did alright. Then it was Davey Suicide, and they were awesome. Davey likes to be very close to the edge of the stage and interact with the crowd. He didn't have a lot of front light, which made it hard to shoot him, which I'm sorry, Davey. It just means that I'm gonna have to see you again. And they're coming to town here. Right there. Yep, that's right there. But damn, it was a good show. I love Davey Suicide. I will try to see them every chance that I can. They're just so happy on stage. It makes everything so fun. Their drummer did lights on this tour for Dope. I found that out when I was talking to Nikki after the show. And I say their drummer because that was the name that I had trouble saying. I'd see them anytime. And they are coming back to Iowa, so more than likely I will see them again. Hopefully I'll get better pictures of Davey. That's the goal. I got good pictures of the other ones. Now I just need ones of Davey. Next up was September Mourning, and they had a bit of a sound issue. Not on their part. I was in the front row, so it was really easy to hear them talking to the sound designer. Their set ended up being cut short, and I think they only were able to do like 5 songs maybe, which was really disappointing. But their sound was really off. And that was because they have in-ear monitors. So they don't need the ones on stage, which they kept telling the sound design guy for the venue. But he wasn't listening, and he's like, oh, they're off, they're off, they're off. But there was still sound coming from them. They tried to explain again that they could hear it, and he's like, no, I shut it off, it's fine. But there was still coming out, so there was an echo. Wasn't supposed to be. It was just really hard for them to go, and it took the sound guy forever to do what they wanted to. It caused a lot of fucking issues. It ended up cutting their set short, which is really disappointing, so I need to see them again so that I am able to actually see a set that they're proud of, and not one that had to be cut short, where the sound was off. It was hard to hear themselves. Local designers, when the band asks you to do something, just fucking do it. It's not that goddamn hard. It's your job. Seriously. I went to school to do sound design. Of course, I've never done live sound mixing, which I would love to do. And I know it's hard, but when the band says to do something, you do it, even if it's not something that you want to do. Like when you think it's fine, they want more bass. Because you know what? You're working for them, and it's what you do. So when the band says, hey, we don't need that on stage monitors, fucking turn them off. It's not that goddamn hard. Ooh, my oven's done. I'm trying dried strawberries because I have some that are kind of going bad, so I figured. And supposedly, when you do it, it tastes like licorice, so. Okay. Now for my favorite band of the night. Holy shit, Combichrist. You guys are amazing. And I missed part of the set. It makes me really sad. Beyond belief, more sad than I should be sad. Combichrist live is probably one of the most fun. One of them may or may not have fallen off of the stage next to me at one point, where I thought I was knocking over the speaker, but no, it was him. I will not say which one, but I do have a picture of him trying to get back up, because I'm mean. Sorry. I dropped keys. Damn, it's pretty here. But yeah, Combichrist kind of blew my mind. They were all over the place. I wasn't expecting to see drum parts thrown all over. The 2 drummers going at the same time just gives an amazing sound. The statement that it's darker and grittier live is so true, and it makes me so happy. I can't even explain how just happy I was during that set. And I only got to see the first 2 songs and then the last 3, I think. I didn't get to see much, and I was really disappointed, but I got to hang out and talk with September, so that was really cool too. And we got to talk about comics and all that fun jazz. So, and I'm recently just starting the Buffy the Vampire Slayer graphic novels, and it makes me very happy. The first one I got was a surprise because I didn't know I was gonna get it, and it made me happy. It was a gift. I like gifts sometimes. They're nice. But oh, god damn it, back to the show. I get distracted sometimes. I don't know if you guys have noticed this. If you haven't, you're dumb. It's starting to rain. That's why it's chilly out. I don't even know what you guys are seeing. Combichrist is a must, and anytime they're in town, I will go out of my way to see them. I got some really, really cool pictures of them from their set, especially Brent. Like, his pictures are kind of awesome. I say his pictures like he's the one that took them, but you know, just go with what I say. No one ever said I was sane. Damn, that was a fun set, and I heard multiple people say that they stole the show. Seeing as I hadn't seen them before, and I'd seen Davey Suicide and Dope previously, I was more interested in Combichrist. I definitely think they stole the show just because it was so much fun, and the energy they put out is amazing. Not that the other bands aren't, but the crowd was kind of dead for Davey, which was stupid. But Davey held my hand during a song. I enjoyed that. They didn't have any technical difficulties. And then during Dope, I had some girl next to me. She was super, super drunk. Which I never understand being super, super drunk at a show, because can you even remember the show? I mean, you paid to get in. But that's just me. She was super, super drunk, and she elbowed me so hard in the back of my head, my face went numb for a second. Just the one side of it. And I was like, I'm gonna punch a bitch. But I had my camera, and I was trying to get good pictures, because the last show I took photos at, I did not get the best pictures of Etzel, so I was trying to get some redeeming ones, and I did not. I'm sorry, Etzel. I got some cool ones of Nikki's hair, though. I'm weird. go with it. But yeah, let's just move on to Dope since I'm talking about them. As always, hilarious, amazing. I don't think it's possible for them to disappoint. It was so much fun. I loved it. Watching Nikki and Virus play together was awesome. I could see Daniel every once in a while, like outside of a silhouette. I'd recommend seeing every single one of these bands. I would like to see September Mourning again when they don't have a sound issue and their set isn't cut short. So hopefully they'll go on a new tour or a headlining tour here soon where I will be able to see a full set. I think that would be pretty awesome because they're great. And I love how they use the storyline from their show on stage. And of course, Davey Suicide, if you're into theatrical shows like Marilyn Manson, White Zombie, maybe even some Rob Zombie. But I had someone listen to them and they definitely felt the White Zombie feel. Davey Suicide as always, September Mourning as always. Combichrist, holy shit. If you have the chance to see Combichrist and you do not go, I will slap you in the fucking face. It is so much goddamn fun. It's so gritty, dirty, and sexy. It's and then there's Dope. It's fucking dope. They're amazing. I like the little lineup changes every time I see them, though sometimes it's a little confusing because I didn't know who was playing this time around. I didn't know if it was gonna be the same or whatever. I'm going blind. It is so bright. You know that moment when all you can see is red when you open your eyes or close them? Yeah, that's where I'm at right now. Shit, it was better when it was cloudy. Oh my god, my eyeballs are burning. So we'll leave it there. That's it for Shadow Rock. I am your host, Alex, and this has been my short review of the Bloodlust Death Tour with Davey Suicide, September Mourning, Combichrist, and Dope at Courtside in Dubuque, Iowa. See them whenever you can, and we'll see you at the rock show.